Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics Last Non-Classics. This is episode number 626 and episode double number 530. Two Batman-related trades. First up, it is Batman Detective Comics, Volume 5, A Lonely Place of Living. Yeah, the title itself is a nod to the classic storyline, A Lonely Place of Dying, which is Tim Drake's first appearance as Robin. Well, at the end of the story anyways. Which they actually reference that in here. They actually, the way that Tiniev writes this, he basically undoes the Scott Lobdell origin story and restores the original origin story of how Tim Drake Bowie first became Robin. That has been restored to canon. This collects only issues 963, 968. The thing about the storyline is it's not very long. It's only like 4 parts, which, wow, that's pretty short. Yeah, Tim finally gets out of the prison he's been held in for like a year. Yeah, and then he gets out of a cell, gets out of a second cell he's basically in, and he runs into Batman. Though it's a different Batman, it's himself from an alternate timeline. I have heard this has been confirmed as Tim Drake Batman from pre-Flashpoint Titans of Tomorrow. Yeah, it's him. And then he's like, okay, he says, like, release all the cells, open all the cell doors on this level. And then it's like, oh, okay, I told you to release all the cell doors on this level, not the entire prison. And then who busts through the wall? Freaking Doomsday. Yeah, first time I could think of Doomsday's appeared outside of a Superman comic. As far as I can tell, this is the first, actually, no, this is the second time this has happened. Actually, third, because he did appear in Justice League twice. He did it once during Death of Superman storyline, and he did it again for Reign of Doomsday. But as far as I know, Doomsday, this is the first time he's appeared in a Batman comic, which that was something to see frickin' Doomsday. At least reveal what happened to him. This is his first appearance since the opening arc of Dan Jurgens run for Action Comics. And eventually, he gets out, they get back to Gotham, and then Tim Drake goes, oh yeah, I gotta kill Kathy Kane. You gotta kill her. So Tim eventually lets out a signal, Bruce finds him, and then he reunites the Bat family, with the exception of Stephanie, though he does diss Luke Fox for some reason. He's like, also Luke Fox, for some reason, and this is really weird, because in the last story arc he was still clean shaven. Here he's got a full beard for really no reason at all. Yeah, it just, okay, I have no idea why in the world the artist did this for. Yeah, and it's Eddie Barros back in the artwork, first time at this point since just before issue 950. Yeah, it's been a little while since he was on the artwork. Yeah, because his last official issue he drew was issue number 949. But Eddie Barros is not the only artist on here. We also have Alvaro Martinez and Carmine Carnillo. And the cover art in here for this trade is done by Eddie Barros, Eber Ferrer, who's the inker in here, and Andrea Lucas, who is the colorist. Heck, there's even a cover that's a nod to, well, here's one of the covers from the trade. Yeah, this is actually a nod to, I think it was Batman number, I'm trying to think of the top of my head, I think it was 442. Yeah, this cover is a great homage to that. And so I guess that Tinney has been sitting on this storyline for like a year now. He's appeared a couple times since his apparent death. He appeared once in the follow-up storyline. I think he appeared once in a Superman. He appeared once in Superman Reborn. Though in the case of where this prison is, yeah, that the thing about this prison, it's never revealed exactly where this prison is. It's just some random prison Mr. Oz was running. Oh yeah, and it's shown in here because at the same time this storyline was coming out, yeah. Just by sheer coincidence, we have the Oz effect going on in Action Comics. Yeah, that's interesting, though, that this story was being published at the same time. As a matter of fact, they came out the same week. And personally, I can't wait to get my hands on reviewing the trade that collects Oz effect. This is by far a really great storyline. My friend Tivian, he loves the storyline very much. And I'm not sure exactly what rating he gave every single issue when it came out, though. But oh, I almost forgot. Like, right after he meets up with Bat Family, and Stephanie comes back to the group briefly. Also, there's this one-off issue after the storyline, before I continue with Lonely Place Dying. Yeah, she worked with Anarchy, and then she makes out with him. Of course, in the previous issue, after she reunites with him, she makes out with him too. Like, okay, are you saying that Tinney is establishing that Stephanie's a hoe? I don't know. It's really weird. Yeah, it's never thoroughly explained of why in the world that Stephanie is like apparently back in a relationship with Tim, and apparently she's in a relationship with Anarchy. Yeah, that the one with Anarchy can completely out of nowhere. Yeah. Also, one of the most shockingest things that happens in the storyline. Apparently, Tim Drake Batman has hands on Brother Eye of all things. Yeah, this is the first time Brother Eye has actually appeared in this universe since, off the top of my head, I think the last time I appeared was actually pages of Blue Beetle when Omac showed up in that book. Yeah, but it's something that he pops up in here as oh, yes, he did show up in New 50 Futures End, but that's an alternate timeline. I don't count that at all. That series is not even canon. Though it does set up Convergence, though. Yep. He does bring in Brother Eye. Of course, this does come back later on in the final arc of Tinia's run. Yeah, Tinia does a mild follow-up to this whole thing with Brother Eye because Ulysses Armstrong gets his hands to Brother Eye tag, and this basically, in here, sets up the last arc of Tinia's run for the book because his run just ended with issue number 981. So, by far, there's probably about 2 more trades that collect Tinia's run because, excuse me, this only goes 968, and there's roughly 13 more issues left to collect for Tinia's run for Tech Comics. Yeah, he was on the book pretty good period of time. I mean, publication-wise, for like how many years he been on the book, he's only been on the book for like 2 years, and then he just left. Though he put out a lot of issues. He put out nearly 50 issues in 2 years. You gotta praise him for that. But this is by far a really dang good storyline. And I do recommend people who are fans of Tim Drake. I hope my friend Tivy does a review of this thing because I'm sure I would love to hear his thoughts on it. I'm going to give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. Next up is Batman Arkham Hugo Strange. Yeah, this one I did not expect to get a trade, especially since, well, even though these trades are only for characters who appear in the Arkham games, he only appeared in one Arkham game. He appeared in Batman Arkham City. And it's interesting that they gave one to him. Yep. But here's what they throw in for his stories. It's really not that long. And here's kind of the thing. Unlike the other ones, they have lots of stories. This one, not many. Here's what they throw in here. Detective Comics number 36, 471, 472, and 972 for Detective Comics. For Batman, they throw in issue number 356, the annual, and the Transference storyline from issues 8 through 11 of Batman Gotham Knights. Yes. The Detective Comics 36, that's the first appearance of Hugo Strange. Yeah, and apparently it implied that he died. Yeah, it's explained in the follow-up story. But it's shown the story he went to jail, and yeah, here it's implied he died, which is really weird. Yeah, the first appearance of Hugo Strange is done by Bill Finger Bob Kane. And Bob Kane, for some reason, does the inking as well with Jared Robinson. Yep. The 470 and 472. That's part of the Strange Apparition storyline. It's a very good storyline. I highly recommend it. The writing is done by Steve Eckelhart, and the artwork is done by Marshall Rogers, really good artist. The 356 issue of Batman, that's done by Jerry Conway, with Don Newton on the artwork. The Batman Annual, which is down to the bone, though it's on the cover, it says the Triumph Hugo Strange, which at this point, this was actually the third annual that actually published new stories, because starting in number 8, they published new stories because the first 7 annuals of Batman were reprints. I initially thought annuals 8 through 10 were reprints, or at least the first 10 annuals. No, it was actually just the first 7. Now, the writing in here for any of this annual is done by Doug Mowat, and the writing is done by Dennis Cohen, who was the artist at that point for... actually, it was like not long after this one, because he became the artist for The Question. The fourth part from Gotham Knights, which is written by Devin Grayson, and artwork by Roger Robinson. And of course, the last one, which came out just like, I don't know, like almost 2 years ago, the finale for Monster, which I'm surprised they threw this one in here. Maybe because they appeared in the finale, and of course, ties. The one miniseries I think should have been this trade was Batman the Monster Man, because that did feature Hugo Strange, and yet for some reason that's not in this trade, which is bizarre. Yeah. Of course, Detective Comics 92 was written by Steve Orlando Jameson IV, with Anthony McDonald on the artwork. By far, every single story in here is a really good story. Let me show off the annual for Batman and number 10. It's a really good cover. Yeah. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see, 77. Here it is. Yeah. What a gorgeous cover for this annual. Yeah, this is what the annual looks like. Yeah, they even kept everything from the cover, even the price tag, which is surprising. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you're wondering about Batman Gotham Knights, yeah, that was a very strange series that was, well, initially was just, for the first, like, near 50 issues, just published backup stories for this for Batman Black and White. Here's what the covers look like for Gotham Knights. Yeah, those of you wondering about the banner on top, yeah, that was something that the early 2000s for DC did. Yeah, and Batman comics were not the only one to do this. Well, mainly it was just Detective Gotham Knights, and I know it was just Batman and Gotham Knights that did this particular banner. And of course the Batman logo that appeared also on Legends Dark Knight, and I think also like a lot of the other like early 2000s books had this style banner on top of their books. That's how they were. Gotham Knights was a series, it only lasted for 74 issues. Excuse me. Before it ended in 2006. They ended that series same time as Legends Dark Knight. Yeah, the thing with Transference, it's a semi-remake of Strange Apparitions. I'm not kidding about that. It's a very similar storyline, though they involve Catwoman in the story, which is very bizarre, to say the least. But yeah, of course, Catwoman in the story is not wearing. This is actually. Yeah, it's very weird because Gotham Knights, kind of like Legends Dark Knight, gets set in very different time periods, Batman's career, and Catwoman is wearing the, well, not exactly the Jim Valentine costume, but a purple costume. This is the costume she wears on the covers, and she does not wear this in the comic. No, for some reason, they decided to go with the, well, without the stitches, the Nicole Kidman costume. No, Nicole Kidman. Michelle Pfeiffer. What do I give this? I give this a 10 out of 10. It's really good, and I can't wait for whenever they do another Batman Arkham trade. Okay? So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode number 627 and Doubleshot number 531. Okay? Until I see you all there. Bye.